My name is Elizabeth Taylor. I'm 22 years old. I'm a humble believer in Jesus Christ, and this is my testimony. I was born to Kim and Brandon in January of 2004. I'm the youngest of three sisters. Life for me growing up, as far as I can remember, was full of chaos and bound by addiction. My dad struggled with the meth addiction since a young age, and my mom was on and off of pain pills. When they divorced, I was still very young. We stayed with my dad because he was more financially able to support us. But false accusations were made against him, and me and my sister were placed to live with a close family friend until things got resolved. But when DCS got involved, he failed a drug test for meth. After several months of my mom ended up gaining custody of us. She was doing good until she wasn't. She met a man, and he slowly but surely took her down with him, and back to the races she went. The next few years would result in us moving hotel to hotel, different schools every year. A huge piece of me missed my dad and would often catch myself wondering why it wasn't enough for him to lay the drugs down. But I had no idea what he was actually battling with. But sadly, soon I would find out. Around the age of 11, I started smoking weed, stealing, and taking pills. By 13, I was completely out of control, sleeping around, taking anything I could get my hands on. I ended up getting pregnant. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was just a child about to have a child myself. But I knew I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did something I would regret. So I decided I was going to have my baby. At the age of 14, I had my beautiful baby girl, Ava Grace, who was such a blessing to me and everyone around her. I had lots of support from my grandparents and my sisters when it came to raising her and taking care of her. I got a job around the age of 15, but by the time I was 18, I was running with the wrong people and ended up trying meth. I was hooked instantly. I quit my job, and everything that I cared so much about, I no longer cared about. I didn't see my daughter anymore. I would just drop her off with my grandparents and leave her there for weeks at a time. At this point in my life, I realized why my dad struggled so badly not being able to lay this stuff down. I was hotel hopping, selling dope, and ended up getting pulled over and arrested, charged with possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell. The judge showed me grace and wanted to give me a chance, so he gave me an 1129 probation and wanted me to get a drug and alcohol assessment, but as soon as I was released, I continued to do what I did best. I ran from that too, right back to the same friends, doing the same things. I managed to run for about a year before getting into an altercation and the police were called on me. I was arrested for a violation of probation and domestic assault. In court the next morning, I saw my dad. He was arrested at the same time as me. I thought to myself, something has got to change or I'm going to be in this cycle for the rest of my life, and my kids are going to go through exactly what I went through. Not only was my dad incarcerated at the same time as me, but my grandfather was there too. So there was 3 generations in Madison County Jail at one time. While incarcerated at Madison County Jail, I took a class called the Life's Healing Choices class at Judge Don Allen's courtroom. That's where I met Pastor Marcy. This is where the seed was planted. I had a lot of healing take place in this class and was saved, asking Jesus Christ into my heart. In Madison County Jail, I also met Chaplain Benton, who became more like a dad than a chaplain to me. Not only was he very supportive to me, he was there for every inmate in that jail and told me if something didn't change, I was going to do this for the rest of my life. Him and Pastor Marcy wanted me to come to Women of Hope after being released during my time, but I was set on getting out and getting back to my daughter, thinking that I had it all on my own. But without God, recovery is impossible. I had good intentions, but I was trying to do it all on my own. Before I knew it, I was back to getting high and basically just ghosted my family again. I met a man named Cody while hanging out with a friend. He was also actively addicted, and I ended up moving in with him. Not even 3 months later, I was pregnant with my miracle baby, Kason. I stopped getting high around 28 weeks pregnant. My daughter was with her dad in Florida at this point, and me and Cody soon drifted apart because I was clean and he wasn't. He told me give him some time to get his stuff together and he would get clean for us. I had preeclampsia and couldn't keep my blood pressure down. I was induced at 29 weeks and was having my baby 11 weeks early. Kason was born on November 24th, 2024, weighing only 2 pounds 5 ounces. This was very heavy on me. I felt so bad because I knew if I would have done what I was supposed to while pregnant, I could have carried him full term. Felt like I was no good for him and he deserved better. I relapsed 2 weeks after, but this time I did the worst thing I've ever done. I tried fentanyl and it took complete control of me. I left Kason at the NICU for days without even going to check on him. My dad and sister would go check on Kason, so I signed power of attorney over to them about after just a month of abandoning my baby at the hospital. I decided I was going to go check on him. Not even 30 minutes after being there, a social worker came in and told me not to leave, that Child Services was coming to see me. When they got there, they told me they had received a phone call that someone reported that I had abandoned my baby at the hospital and was on fentanyl, and whoever did that really saved my life. They drug tested me and I failed for meth. and fentanyl. I was about to lose my baby. I was hopeless. I called Pastor Marcy and told her everything, and she told me to come on. At this point, it still needed to be approved by the judge. Thank God the judge did approve my case, and I was discharged to go to rehab. Kaysen and I came to Women of Hope February 24th of 2025. I honestly did not think I could do this, and at first I did not want to do this. But I had support of Pastor Marcy, Christy Butler, and my mentor, Christy Powell. They saw something in me I really didn't see in myself. While being here at the Women of Hope, God has restored my relationship with my daughter. I'm off of probation for the first time since I've been 18 years old. Kaysen's dad, Cody, is now clean and has been clean for the past year. He's been here every step of the way with us. This year has been the hardest year of my life, but also the most life-changing. I didn't just get sober. I showed up every day. I faced my trauma. I faced my pride. I faced my excuses, and I did it all while being a full-time mom. My baby has been with me this entire year in this program, through every class, every hard conversation, every tearful prayer. He was there. And instead of my past defining me, my motherhood motivated me. There were nights I cried out to God, asking Him to help me be better. Not perfect, but better. I asked Him to break the chains of my life so they wouldn't become chains in my baby's life. And He did. Today I stand here not only sober, but restored. That DCS case that once felt like a cloud over my head, it's closed. That fear that once controlled me, it's gone. The shame that once defined me, replaced with grace. I didn't lose my kids, I fought for my kids, and with God's strength I won. This program gave me tools, accountability, and structure, but more than that, it brought me back to Jesus. It reminded me that I'm not too far gone, that my mistakes are not my identity, that redemption is real, and I will forever praise God for bringing me to Women of Hope.